Okay, welcome back to part 4 we're doing a series. We're doing a talk on how to tap into the powerful you. So my name is Kim Brew. This is Rosalind Odin, as you already know. And we are going to go into how to save yourself. All right. So now, this is probably like the part you're waiting for.
Yeah. Just so we don't turn into those other infomercials.
Right. Give me the information. Give me the information. And this is the thing about the information. The information may not always be what you want to hear. It's the painful truth. And nobody wants to hear, right? So basically, okay, so let's look at it like this. You lose power in your house, right? What's the first thing you do? You go to the circuit breaker and you start flicking on and all switches to give you power, right? So the first switch we want to give you is the power of letting go.
Yep.
That is probably one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself, is to give up the control that you think you have, right?
Right, because it's really an illusion.
It's an illusion. It's not real. Just let it go. Let it go. Give up the grasp, the stronghold that you have on whatever you're making it mean, whatever you're thinking it could be, right? It's a story that you created in your head that I have to be this way in order to get this. I have to do this in order to get that, right? Let go of all that. Anything that's holding you back, even letting go of who you think you are. Oh, I'm not good at that. I'm not smart at, I'm not smart enough to do that. That's a story. Let that go. So you want to give up the story that is the form of resistance that's holding you back, right? It's your limitations in life. You want to let those go. Now, we originally said we're spiritual beings here having a human experience. If you know anything about spirit, it's limitless, it's boundless, right? We're just confined. We took the spirit and combined it inside of a body, which we call the self, our identity of who we think we are. We don't really know who we are, which is the crazy part. We don't know what we're capable of because we're bound by these stories that we made up that we believe to be true.
And remember, from the very beginning of life, your whole story was created by the people in your life, primarily your parents. So, for me, I have felt conflicted about what I know, my way of being, because those things that I invoke or I own, or that was put upon me, came from someone else.
Yep.
So when you start, you start having experiences that are outside the realm of that, you're in a tug of war, so to speak, about who you are and what your purpose is in life and what you're here to do and what your responsibilities are and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then you take on other people's belief systems.
Yeah.
Right? So other people's belief systems are, like when I was going to nursing school, people were like, well, you got to be smart to do that. So I was like, what are you trying to imply, that I'm not smart? So if I adopted that belief system, I would have believed that I wasn't smart and I would have never made it through school, right? I would have believed that I was not smart enough to make it through school, which is a form of self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Right? So watch whose belief systems you take on and really tap into the identity of, okay, what do I think and feel? That matters. That matters beyond anything else. So that's a way to save yourself, is looking at your life and saying, what do I want? Because it matters. What I want for myself matters just as much or more than what you want from me, because you're operating out of your own limitations of what you think I could be, right? So then you're telling your children, oh, well, go get a job at McDonald's. That's good enough, because you might not be able to read and you might think that's all that person can achieve, right? Not knowing that that person is their own person, they're boundless, they're limitless, and then we come in and we put restrictions and limitations on these people, you know? And this is the crazy part. We tell children, you can be anything you want to be. You can be who you want to be. And as soon as they go to do it, you be like, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Right, how you going to do that? Right, you poor. You don't have no money for school. You talking about going to college and you don't have no money, right? And that's the restrictions, that's the restraint. So now we built you up, now we done squashed you, we diminished you, right? So.
And that's a continuum. That's really a continuum, because it doesn't happen with just one thing. It happens with several things, up and down, over a period of time, to delete you of your power.
Right, exactly. Right. And then the other thing is then we start worrying about what other people think. So again, let it go, right? Let all of that go. Let the story go. Let the belief of what you think it says about you, let that go. I'll move over, the sun is shining a little bit.
I see.
Yeah, so you want to create your own identity. I always ask people, who would you be if that never happened to you? Right? If those limitations were never put on you, who would you be? Who would you believe yourself to be? And that's like a mind-blowing question, because all they've ever known is their lack, what they couldn't be. You can't go and be a brain surgeon. You gotta be smart. And that's the whole thing. You can't go and be a this and a that. So if you're listening to people and you took on their belief systems, then that's all you will ever be, is somebody else's belief systems about you. So you have to give that up in order to save yourself. So that's why I like the power of letting go. Is probably one of the most powerful things you can do, is to let go of what you thought your life was supposed to be, if it's not where you want it to be, right? And then you hold steadfast to that belief of what you want your life to be. And then you don't give up, and you become relentless, for yourself. So you say, okay, I want to go after this thing. In order to get that, you have to be relentless. You have to be in a position where you're not willing to give up on that. You're not willing to give up on yourself. All right. So do you have any more to say about that?
Yeah, like when you come to the point in your life where you realize no limitations at all, it is awesome for you as an individual, but it crosses boundaries, because people who are in your immediate life, see that, and then they begin to experience that too. So it does become a chain reaction, and you do see growth and development within your family, within your children, and with your social groups and all that kind of stuff. So
why is that though?
It's because people want change, but they don't know how to do it. And
what do they go back to?
They go back to their past.
What does it go back to? It goes back to confidence. See, they believe that they saw you do it, so now they believe it can be done. So now it's their confidence that they could do it too.
Exactly.
Right? That's only if they give up the idea that they can't do it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So it always goes back to belief, confidence. You know what I mean? So you want to kind of hang around that area. If you want to gain power in your life, start instilling those things and start looking at where you have a loss of power at. And a way to restore power is to let go of the idea of what you thought it would be.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing we identified was the power of forgiveness, to be in a position to forgive yourself as well as others. A lot of people hold on to like this story about why they're not a success and why they're not where they want to be in life, because the story is, oh, I had to stay home and take care of my mother, right? And that may be true. But then what happens is they build up a resentment for their mother. They build up a resentment for themselves. They build up a resentment for their sibling because, oh, you didn't help out, right? So then here it is, you're in a position now, you're ready to make change. How do you get past that? How do you get past that resentment? You have to forgive yourself and others for that illusion of them holding you back. Because if you were relentless, you would find a way beyond that. But our belief is we have to, be a certain way, and we have to this is a belief. We got to sacrifice ourselves.
Yep.
For somebody else.
I was just thinking that even the belief of forgiveness, it is you forgiving someone else for having committed something against you, or for whatever the reason, but not the actual forgiving of yourself first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we're encouraged to forgive others for the hurt or pain or whatever they caused in our lives. But the topic of forgiving yourself is rarely brought to light
You know
by
what?
the group
I
we
I
learn
always
from.
that's interesting because I always had this thing where I knew, I don't know if you felt this way, but okay, I knew when I came here I wanted to experience what love felt like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that was always like in the forefront of me. So I would, in order to get love, I was always giving love to other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when it wouldn't come back to me, then I went into the victim of, oh, what was me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I lost sight of myself because, okay, in the midst of it, I became a people pleaser, right?
Yeah.
I became like this girlfriend that would do everything for you, never thought about myself, and, you know, always was out to please you, which is really a form of manipulation. It's really a form of control and manipulation because I'm only doing it to get something back for myself. But we don't
Yep.
see it like that. So in the midst of that, right, I'm going through failed relationship after failed relationship, broken friendships, all this stuff, right? All this craziness and madness. And in the end, I was left completely broken. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like beating myself up. Okay, so then I started going to that I'm not worthy thing. You know, I'm not lovable. I'm not nothing, you know, which is far from the truth. But you
Mm-hmm.
couldn't convince me not to, you know, because that was my belief at the time. So then once I stepped out of that, the first thing I did when I got my strength back up and I got myself together and got in the right frame of mind, the first thing I had to do was forgive myself because I felt like I failed myself because I was chasing after this thing, couldn't quite figure out how to get it. And so I had to go in and forgive myself and say, you know what, Kim, the only thing you were after was love, right? Do you deserve love? Yes, right? So you have to give love to yourself first. You have to deem yourself worthy first. So
Mm-hmm.
then I turned it around. The same love I was giving out, I started giving back to myself. Right. So then
Yeah.
I started looking at, okay, I was already worried about what he would think, what he said mattered. Then I said, no, what you think matters, what you want matters. So I started filling myself up in order to get what I needed to be strong to
Yeah.
attract the love that I wanted to get. But I was going about it the wrong way. Right. So I was like, all right, let me sit down and really look at this thing. I started to work on myself and I started to look at why were you doing it? Right? Why? Because nobody teaches you how to love anybody. You know what? They don't even teach you how to love yourself.
No, that's not a topic. It's not a conversation within our families and within our
Yeah,
community.
right. So no
Yeah, it's
wonder so
coming up
many broken.
now, like yeah, it's coming up now, like on social media. People put out posts and memes and stuff like that
Yeah,
about self-love, but it's not really taught.
right. So that's
Like
an interesting
how you should
thing
love yourself
because
and what does that look like? How does that
yeah,
show up?
right. They always say
To
love
show up.
yourself. Right. They always
Yeah,
say love yourself, but what does that look like?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
loving yourself is forgiving yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like loving
And
yourself
being
is healing.
kind is healing, and loving yourself is being
Right.
kind to
Right.
yourself.
That's self-talk.
Yeah.
Talking kind to yourself, not beating up on yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah, wanting, like having the like you want to do better for yourself and having a belief that you can get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That self-love, caring for yourself, eating properly, getting enough sleep, taking care of yourself, that self-love,
Yes.
but we're always so busy, we're trained to get things outside of ourselves that we don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to do it, be the centerpiece first. So the thing is, you have to instill peace in yourself first by loving yourself, replenishing yourself, cherishing yourself. So
Well,
that's
I
how
think
you
you're
store
right
power.
on target with like labels and that are put on us as we, become in this life that we're living here. Because you know, you hear the language, you know, the woman is a nurturer. Like this is what we were created for, and that's not true. You really have to take care of yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had
They'll
this
tell you how to
thought.
nurture yourself.
Yeah, that in my mind, okay, let's say I'm doing something for you. I'm doing a favor for you, or I'm helping you, I'm assisting you in some way. But I'm not okay with me. I haven't forgiven myself. I'm not taking good care of I'm not healing myself. I'm not giving myself the attention. I'm not loving on myself and saying positive affirmations to myself. So to me, anything that I extend to another human being is subpar.
Right.
I
Exactly.
am not giving you my very best.
Right.
I'm incapable of giving you my very best because I'm not extending that even to myself.
Right.
So we have to, it's paramount that we love ourselves, we're kind to ourselves, we're gentle to ourselves, and not let others come in and disturb that particular piece that we have developed for ourselves.
Because they'll come in and challenge that. They'll try to
Yeah.
they'll try to challenge. I'm gonna tell you what they'll try to challenge. You'll have people and they'll try to challenge it, and they'll be like telling you what you're not. Oh, you're oh, you're fat. Oh, you're short. Oh, you're broke. Oh, you're this. So it's like you're already dealing with yourself, and then you have these people that will come in and challenge that belief that you're trying to restore. So
Absolutely.
again, you have to let that go.
Yep.
Because you just have to recognize that's part of the game to keep you from getting to where you're trying to go, which is to the centerpiece, right? You're trying to get back to peace within, you know, to where you are right with yourself. That's when you're in perfect alignment, when you're no longer resisting that which you are not.
Yeah.
You know? Right. And you're saying, you know what? Yeah, you're saying, okay, I'm enough. You know, I'm enough to get there. I'm enough to get the things that I want, right, for myself. So, and you had to, you know, put in that peace of mind and not let anybody disturb that peace of mind. So once you're whole and right with yourself, then you can go and be whole and right with someone else. But if you're not whole and right, I wouldn't even suggest you try to go and complete somebody else.
Exactly.
How you gonna do that when you're not complete?
You're not.
Or you're waiting for them to complete you. That's another myth that, oh, he completes me. No, I should be complete by the time he show up.
Yeah.
So then he ain't gotta fix me or try to make me happy and try to make me feel good. Like, come on, yo, like they feeding us the wrong information. He's supposed to do this. He's supposed to, no. No, he's supposed to work on himself. Like you working on yourself. That way you ain't gotta go in and complete him and then you frustrated with him. You know what I mean? If we were all to look and see that we are the centerpiece, right? Then, I'm gonna coin that phrase, by the way. I made that up today. Right? If we were to identify that we are the centerpiece, that we're the only ones that can make ourselves whole and complete. Like we can complete ourselves. And the way we do that is by disconnecting from that story that we're not. Once we do that, we're on our way. You know, and then you rewrite your story.
Yep.
That's the great part. The great part is you get to restore the power where the power is taken away, right? So then you get to flick the switch the other way. And now you have power, right? And then you go.
That's actually been with you all the time.
This power is always there. You just have to tap into it. That's why we're doing a video. That's why we call it tap in. Because it was already there. It was already, you already had the power, you know? And then the other thing is trusting the process and trusting yourself. Trusting that you are enough, right? Trusting that everything will be okay, even when it looks like it's not going to be okay, right? That things that show up to challenge you are there for you to learn from. So honor them when they come. When somebody comes and do you dirty, honor them when they come, right? Because they came to teach you a lesson.
Showed up to teach you that lesson.
All these people that show up, they're teachers. You know that? Like the guy that, you know, the boyfriend you let in and stole your wallet, he was a teacher. You wasn't on point. You were so busy trying to get something from him that he got something from you. Well, you could get it from him. He was a teacher. Don't be upset with these people. They come to teach you. The people that you want to cuss out, they come to teach you.
They will show up in your space.
Yes. They come to teach you self-restraint. When you feel like that person coming and you ready to cuss them out, they're there to teach you self-restraint. Right? Yeah. When the person that you want so desperately to love you, that don't love you back, and you don't put all this time and energy into this relationship, and they came to teach you that you should love yourself first. Right?
Yes.
So really
let all of that go. You can let it go. You can just forgive it and be done with it and move on with your journey.
Yep. And then what you're supposed to do at that point is you're supposed to find your balance. You find your balance in life, right? So if you are the center, right? So here you are, you're the center. Okay, so right in the middle. So you have an opposing in here, and you have an opposing in there, and you're right in the center, right? So you find the balance to keep you centered in the middle. Anytime you're not balanced, you're leaning way over here or you're way over there. You don't want to be there. You want to be in the middle. You want to be the centerpiece. So you want to be the focus of your own attention, right? So you want to focus on you first before you can focus on others. So then this is what we do. We focus on people outside of ourselves, and then we be like, what you need to do is you need to get yourself together, right? No.
Well, we say, if I was you, I would.
Right, yeah. If I was you, I would.
If I was you, I would do.
But you're not them.
But you're not them.
But you're not them.
Not them. And your journey and your story is not their journey and story.
And you worry about yourself. And you support them in finding themselves, right? You support them with love. So that's, you know, you, again, restoring power. So once you're restoring power to yourself, other people will see you, see your power. They will want some of that. And then you can show them how to restore power as well in their life.
You'll be rewriting your story, rewriting it.
Yeah, right. So that's all it is. You're rewriting your story because it doesn't have to stay the same story. You know, the story you can rewrite is that I'm unbreakable. I'm unshakable. I am, you know, I am love. I am a warrior. I am a hero. I survive everything. You know, I never lose.
Stand for myself. I never lose. I'm always a winner.
Yep.
Always.
That's the story. That's how you rewrite the story. So you rewrite the story from being a victim to I can't do anything right. Things never go well for me. Things aren't working. You know, you rewrite the story as things are always working out for me. And then you'll start to notice that things are always working out for you because you've gone through a shift, right? You utilize the tools that we gave you here, right? And then you start to notice how your life will shift. Now, this is the key. We told you in the beginning, it doesn't matter if you have knowledge. It's until you know how to properly apply it. So these things we're talking about, you have to take them and apply it to your life, right? If you need assistance with that, you can find us at Go Life Coach. You can find us on Facebook. You can find me under Kim Hargrove Brew. You can find Rosalind under Rosalind Odin on Facebook. We don't currently have a website because nobody was using it and we would waste money.
But we're easy to find for those who are tapped into social media. And then just like the way, you know, I discovered you on a Facebook Live video, Kim. It just popped up on my timeline. So, you know, I don't know if they were messing with the algorithms during that time to bring up new things that I wouldn't ordinarily watch. But your video popped up and I was like, okay, so let me check this out. So that's how people find us as well.
Right, exactly. Yep. So, I think we're at are we at a half an hour mark?
Yeah, we are there.
All right, so that went fast. Okay, so we will come back with part 5, and we hope you're enjoying this segment. And we'll be right back.
It's been a lot of fun so far.